Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. Hope everybody's having a good week. This is going to be Taurus and Leo sitting in a tree, Kissing. I have already shuffled and cut the cards. Thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed. I appreciate you so much. Those of you that have not, please feel free to do so. Hit the little bell, hit the subscribe button. All my card information and my information is down there below. Let's see. Yeah, my camera angle tonight is sucking. I don't know. But anyway, Taurus and Leo, y'all got some stuff going on. I'm going to just say that. Personal growth, overall energy, and communication. Yes, sir. Let's see. Recent past pulls the heart chakra, and a reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. Obstacles and challenges from your recent past. And at some point, passion, fired up. Current energy, authority. Rejoice and celebration. Leadership. What's that about? Oh. That popped up while I was, both of these did. New beginnings. Future energy. Moderation. Awareness. Okay. What y'all doing, Taurus and Leo? What kind of activities are y'all doing? That's what I want to know. Let's see. From the bottom of this deck, personal growth. Pulls the Empress. Communication. Pulling the Eight of Swords. Heart chakra. Pulls the Hangman. Obstacles and challenges. Pulls the World card. Passion ignited. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Pulls the Fool. A lot of major energy right here, y'all. Authority. Pulls the Hermit. Rejoice and celebration. Pulls the Strength card. Leadership. Pulls Seven of Wands. Future energy. New beginnings. Pulls Ten of Coin. Moderation. Pulls the Ace of Coin. That's you all day, Taurus. And awareness. Pulls the Six of Coin. Hey. Push that back. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. So your overall energy with this relationship with your Leo, and this is strong Taurus energy on this board. Yes, Leo is here, but this is strong, determined, I'm going to get this or not do it or whatever. This is strong Taurus energy on the board, so know that. With the Empress card, and I saw it flop up upside down. That's kind of the energy. It's a little more tied up than that. It's not just about your self-confidence, your self-worth, your value. It's not just about that, but it's also about your personal growth and how that plays into your value, your self-worth, your self-confidence. And so many of you have been working on the inside shit. You've been trying to basically fake it till you make it. That card showed up when I was shuffling. But you've been trying to work on this, the front shit, and not really realizing you know this, but you're not. Then for some reason, the disconnect is there. And so this is in your overall energy because it feels like you're kind of dealing with shit separately, and it's not separate. Your personal growth has a lot to do with your self-confidence and how you've grown. And we're in a period this kind of nostalgic, and you're thinking about shit from the past. Look at where you've come from. Look at where you've come from. Many of you are doing this and you may not see how you've grown, but trust me, you've grown. If you can't see it, it might be a good time to start journaling. The bottom end of your overall energy, the communication. The girl here standing out in the middle of the field, ordinarily, the upright meaning of this is just having horse blinders on, mental horse blinders on, where you can't move forward because you're stuck. Some of you are trying to take on too much new stuff. You took, let's just put her where she is. I know I don't do reversals, but I know y'all will get it better if I'm saying what I'm saying and you're looking at it upside down to make more sense. If you've been trying to get out of your old belief systems, how you looking at shit, sometimes you can take on too much new shit and it will stymie your communication all the way across the board. Your communication with yourself, your communication with other people, because you have just thrown all the old shit out the window and you're trying to take on too much new stuff. Just because we say, and take the horse blinders off so you can move forward and get out of your old, doesn't mean you have to take on all the new shit right away. This is in your overall energy. So it's telling me that, you know, you're trying to be open, you're trying to communicate all this shit, but for some of you, taking on so much of it, it's hurting your communication. So find some balance. The balance card showed its face one time when I was shuffling, and so I get it now. You need to find some balance, and that's here. I see it here. Again, there's this disconnect, kind of. I don't know how to explain this energy. It's trippy. It's the same thing like here. You know, you're thinking that these two are separate. It's not separate. It's your values, your confidence, your self-confidence, all that shit. It's about personal growth. They're not two separate things. It's all one big thing. Same here. You start trying to take on too much, change too much, and you haven't totally processed it. You can't communicate what you believe that's new because you've taken on too much and you haven't processed it properly. So that may be why you're feeling this hang up in your overall energies, kind of disconnect. A good thing to do when you have those kinds of things that are one over here and over there, you know you need to bring them together. And I know I say this a lot. The Hermit card is on the board, so fuck it, let's talk about it. You can become the authority and the master in your shit, Taurus, with your Leo, the Hermit card. Taking some time out, taking some time away from the relationship, trying to take on too much, trying to change too much. Many of you with your Leo, that communication is just getting stifled, stuff, because you're trying to do too much. And for those of you that are dealing with Leos in a more recent, newer situationship, relationship, wherever you are with that, that can be confusing to them because you're not communicating what you're going through or what's going on with you, however that's resonating. So you got to take some time so you can master all this new shit. So your Leo is not looking at you like you're strange. When we get to the recent past, the heart chakra, the Hangman, some of you have been on Splitsville, and recent past, probably last year, you may have fell apart, fell out, however that's resonating. Change your perspective, changing how you're looking at things. And the Hangman has not been deviating off of that message at all the past few weeks. It's been just that, the Hangman, changing, looking at shit from the other side, expressing how you're feeling and what you're going through. Changing that perspective. And for many of you, coming out of your situation with your Leo, if you broke up for any extended amount of time, a month or 2 or 3 or 4, it's what you had to do. A lot of obstacles and challenges, however, brought some closure to some things, brought knowledge to the situation, but I still don't feel like you were quite ready to get back into whatever. For those of you that were split up, took a risk though, took a risk and put it back up, put it right back out there. See all that Leo fire? I'm just saying. And for many of you, taking the risk was a good thing. For some others of you, it may not have been such a good thing. And again, bring it here to the current energy where you are thinking about some things, trying to master your emotional shit, things that you're dealing with, trying to put some things in order. And yeah, this reading is, like I said, that's Taurus. This is all Taurus. And what you're dealing with and how your Leo is or is not taking it. For a lot of you, you need this right now so that you can get back on some level footing, especially if you're just getting back into a situation with a Leo. So you can feel like you have some authority. I can't say it any other way. In the relationship, a lot of you may have gotten out of this relationship at one point because you didn't feel like you had a say in anything. And so right now, you may be in hermit mode, trying to work some shit out. Your Leo, as you can see right there, the Strength card, sitting on top of the Celebration card. And this is your challenge, Taurus, with your Leo, is to recognize their strength as well as yours. Let's just put this shit right here. This is first, this is second. Recognizing the strength of the Leo and knowing the Taurus can master some shit just as well. When you recognize those strengths between the two of you, and this is major energy, so this is not shit that's not going to take you anywhere. It's definitely going to take you to another point in your relationship. Once you recognize your strength and recognize that when your Leo is not so strong, that you can support them, that's when you can get to the rejoicing celebration. But you got to recognize this. And when you recognize it, you know, shit, everybody takes a tumble every once in a while. So you may have to support your Leo at some point. But when you recognize any and all of that, that's when you will feel the release valve and be like, oh, this is a happy thing. Exactly. But you got to recognize that, and you got to, again, bring some balance into what you're doing. At the end of your current energy, you may have to take the lead, and it may require you to get defensive and claim some boundaries that you may not be willing to articulate just yet. But you may have to take the lead. And again, recognizing that your Leo is, it is what it is. They have strength. Whatever area your Leo has strength in, may be good in numbers, might be able to cook better than you, clean better than you, whatever it is, whatever that strength is, recognizing it so you can celebrate that back of your relationship. And then at some point, you may have to take the lead in the relationship. And this has got feet going everywhere. Some of you may have to defend your relationship to your family because they won't tell you a whole bunch of stuff. And you know what's good for you, Taurus. You know what you're trying to be open to. You know what's old and outdated. You know what's new, what you're trying to achieve, where you're trying to evolve to. Again, communicating it. You may have to just take the lead on some things, and maybe doing that now. You know, you may have to defend the relationship. People will be, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're still doing. You know, you may have to, and you may have to just do it for you and the Leo. When we get to the current, or I'm sorry, get to the future energy, it's all about the new beginnings. One or both of you may be changing jobs, which will put some more income in the pot. But this is also going to spur a new beginning. You may, at the end of all of that, decide you want to have kids. You may decide you want to move into a house, however that's resonating. But because you've done all this work, Taurus, I say Leo, I said Taurus, this is what you have to look forward to. And many of you may rekindle an old relationship. You may be trying to heal and process and take a risk and defend some things, recognize where your strength and your weaknesses are, to bring you to that future energy with that new beginning. And if you decide to do it, it's just what you see right there. It's all rainbows and shit. Because you will have put in the work. However, be moderate. Use some moderation, Taurus. You ain't got to give it all away. Especially if this is a relationship. This is a do-over. Particularly if this is a do-over. Have some moderation. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to be responsible for everything. Once again, coming right back here to the authority card. You know, knowing what's your shit and what's their shit. And knowing what your strengths are. And mastering you. And then doing things in moderation. Especially if you trying to get some building blocks in place. Foundational shit for your relationship. Whether it's a do-over or a new one. Doing things in moderation. Not giving away everything. Not trying to do everything. Not trying to say everything. Not trying to do it all. At the end of this, awareness. Just being aware of where you are personally. Talking about personal growth. Isn't that up here somewhere? Yeah. Wow, look at that. Complementing colors. You think? Yeah. Being aware of who you are. That awareness of who you are. And that allows you to give more of yourself. In your relationship. Yes, coins, I know. But it's the same thing. When you are aware of your role in the relationship, what you're doing, where your lane is, you can bring a lot. You can bring a lot more to a relationship when you know what your strengths are, when you know what your weaknesses are. When you don't know those things, if you haven't done all this work, that makes it difficult, number one, to be aware. Number two, if you ain't, how do you know if you don't know? How are you going to give anybody anything if you don't know what you have to give? That part right there. All right. Leo and Taurus, let's see what we got in the granny cards. See what the oracles want to throw out to you as advice with your Leo. I know, Leo, if you cross-watching this, I know you're like, you only said Leo like 4 times. This is Taurus and Leo, but this is heavyweight Taurus energy right here. And it's birthday month, so I'm not surprised. I'm pretty sure we get to August, it's going to be all about the Leo. Okay. Fuck it, walk away. I don't know who that's for. But fuck it, walk away. There may be some situations you need to say just that. Fuck it, and walk away. Getting into or getting out of a situation with a Leo. You may have to just say fuck it and walk away. Sometimes this is particularly for do-overs. Sometimes, you know, you can do all this work up here and find out you've outgrown each other. Fuck it, walk away. Nothing else to do besides that. Others of you, these may be outside relationships with friends, and they may not, for those of you doing a comeback, they may not understand why you're coming back to your Leo. Fuck it, walk away. You don't have to explain anything to anybody. That's what you don't have to do. Talk about commitment with your Leo. I saw this when I was shuffling these too. This popped up. So talk about the commitment. Talk about what you want in a commitment, what commitment looks like. That's that personal growth shit and that value and your self-worth. What does commitment look like? Because you may be saying one thing and your Leo might be saying something else. So talk about commitment. Especially those of you that are trying to break out of outdated and outmoded thinking about commitment. Talk about it. And then those of you going back, do it because you want to. Don't do it because, you know, Leo came with flowers and rings and necklaces and shit, some other shit. If you want to get back into this, those of you on the do-over tip, do it because you want to. No other reason. There's no other reason to do it for. Do it because you want to. For others of you, other things related to your relationship, your Leo may, especially those of you in newer relationships, your Leo may be saying, "Are you sure?" Whatever it is they're asking you to do it because you want to and not because you're feeling forced or like you have to do something. Do it because you want to. Talk shop. Well, your Leo need to sit down and talk shop. What you want, what your future looks like, what your love looks like. A lot of people don't talk about that. What does your love look like? You got a Jay-Z and Beyonce kind of thing going. Got a, what's his name? A-Rod and J-Lo type thing going. What you got going on? Talk shop. What does your relationship look like? Let go. You hanging on to some old shit. Taking a risk. And even though this is in the recent past, if it's on the board, it's in place, so fuck that. If there's a risk somewhere that you may need to consider taking with your Leo, let go and do it. Just let go. Let go. A lot of the things that many of you are still trying to hold on to, you need to let them go. Outdated, outmoded, not worthy of the new you. There you go, that part. Clear the path. Whatever you decide to do, Taurus, with your Leo, if you're staying, if you're going, if you're getting back together, clear the path for the future. Don't be schlepping a whole lot of old shit around from 10 years ago, 5 days ago, or 6 months ago, whatever, or some petty bullshit. Clear the path. Get clear on where you're trying to take your relationship. Clear that path so you can start walking down it, whether you're going solo or together. Clear the path. I love you guys. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Tauruses with May birthdays, happy birthday. Love y'all. Bye.